Hi there, and welcome to this month's angel card reading. I'm Stacie Tatera, medium healer teacher, and we are in August. Can't believe it, don't know how it happens, but here we are. And I am hoping that everyone has been handling the energies as best as they can. June and July were both doozies in so many ways. So I hope you're managing the energies, the planetary shenanigans. We're still currently in a Mercury retrograde until about the 13th of August. So we still have a ways to go with that. I know Chiron is in retrograde, which has us dig deeper in for our own healing. So there's definitely a lot of things going on energetically, and I encourage you, because I do post information on how to manage that on my social media pages, Facebook, as well as Instagram, to please feel free to like the pages. Facebook is Stacie Tatera, medium healer teacher, and Instagram is at mkemedium444. But again, we are beginning a new month. I'm excited for the energies for this month, as well as what messages are coming through for us to get us through the next 30 odd days, as we then will go into the fall season, if you can believe that. But we're enjoying the summer months as much as we can, for sure. If you're interested in scheduling with me, you can find me at milwaukeemedium.com. I do have openings. August is pretty filled up for the most part, but September is open, as well as through October and November. So grab your sessions. September, I am gone for about a 10-11 day stint for my 25th anniversary. So super excited about that. But nonetheless, there's still availability, plenty of availability in September, as well as some dates in August. And a reminder, August 23rd, I'm doing a Reiki 1 class. So if you are interested in starting your Reiki journey, getting more in tune to yourself energetically, as well as to help other people, I encourage you to check out the information on my website. And then I do have a Reiki 2 class in September. I believe it is the 27th, if I'm guessing correctly, which I'm pretty sure it is. So if you're level 1, want to go into the next level, Reiki 2, end of September, the 27th is when that class is. I will be doing another gallery reading event at the Cellar in October, so stay tuned for information on that. The one in August is already booked and full. So thank you for that. But again, for scheduling with me, any questions, to watch my podcast interview, my interview on the blend, the morning blend, everything's on my website, milwaukeemedium.com. So this reading, I'm dedicating it to my very good friend Kelly, who very tragically and suddenly passed away a couple weeks ago. And she was not just a client, student of mine, but she was also a very good friend. And the news has been kind of shattering to a lot of people. It was very unexpected. And I just really want to dedicate this energy, this healing from this reading, these angel messages to her, Kelly, as we continue to pray for her family, her children, as they go through the transition of the grief around her loss. And she was incredibly gifted on so many levels, and she will be greatly missed. And so I definitely wanted to acknowledge her in this reading. And I ask that you send prayers to her family and her children as they go through this difficult time. So I am using a new deck for this month's angel card reading, and my good friend Franny gave me this deck. It's Oracle of the Angels by Mario Duague. And I like this book a lot, or this angel card deck a lot. It's beautiful, and the messages are very straightforward. So I felt like that would really benefit us for the month of August. And so let's dig in to see what the messages are. So the first is beautiful. The first card is Angel Whispers. So what I'm getting around this card is listen to your intuition, listen to the guidance from your spirit team and your guides. Now, oftentimes people will say to me, I don't know how to connect into that. The best way to do that is to find some time through prayer and meditation to invite your spirit team and your guides into your space and your energy. This is also a reminder that you're not alone. And I feel like that's a really important message I've been receiving that message for myself when I pull cards sometimes, because it's easy to feel alone and kind of under the stress of everything that's been going on in our world and in our lives, like to feel like you just kind of feel alone. You feel a little isolated or in kind of a solitude space, which sometimes can be good. But this is definitely letting us know that your angels are with you. And I love the card. They're whispering in your ear if you listen. So invite your angels, your guides, your spirit team in to your space and your energy. Ask them for guidance, express your gratitude. I always like to explain that angels are very watching out for us, but it's our job to invite them into our space and our energy. We do have free will. They will not interfere. So if you're feeling as though you need a little help or assistance, this is a gentle nudge that we need to stop, slow down, and invite that energy into our space. Rather than plugging into the overwhelming number of fear-based messages we receive from society and mass consciousness, use your awareness to hear messages of a higher vibration. Listen to the whispers of the angels inside your heart. Okay, great message. So continue. And I feel like, again, be mindful of what you're consuming when it comes to social media, the news, friends, family, all the things, and do what you can to just tune into higher vibrational types of messages, because ultimately that's the space vibrationally that we want to try to maintain ourselves in. The next card is Joy, which is a lovely card for this month. And this is about us finding our joy, finding our peace, finding our joy. And this message reminds us that, as we move through this month, there's a gracefulness to what this angel is doing and how she's moving. There's magic around it. So it's kind of like a reminder too, especially we're in summer months, people are still going on vacations and doing things that are fun. And it is a reminder to every day, and this is what I'm hearing, find what your joy is. Like, what is bringing you joy and happiness in your life? And if you're having a difficult time finding what that is, then it's your job, right, to take a look at what you can do to bring more joy into your space, into your life, into your energy, your family, your heart, your home, all of those things. And so the joy card is a reminder that in a space where sometimes things can seem difficult and overwhelming, that there is joy in everything. There's a gift in everything, including loss. And so I feel like Spirit is nudging us to have fun, laugh, find the joy. That's ultimately also vibrationally what keeps us in a higher vibrational space, which is a healthier place for us to be from a mental health perspective. It helps us to kind of combat the stress and anxiety of what life is. So this is what the card says in the book. It says, even just a simple smile can go a long way to spreading joy in our world. Choose to focus more on those things that bring you joy, and you will find you naturally begin to radiate this energy out into the world. And so that's important, because the more joy you send out, the more that it does impact the world around us. Now, I'm not saying we need to be Susie Sunshine all the time, because that's just unrealistic. But what I am saying is, don't be afraid to find the joy, and don't feel guilty about it. What I'm hearing is a lot of people feel guilty about being happy, that they feel like they need to stay in this fear or like kind of like this oppressed kind of energy, and you don't need to stay in that space at all. So as we go through these shifts, ask yourself today, what is bringing me joy and what isn't, and then make adjustments as necessary so you can have more joy in your life. Growing, this is what we're doing. This is absolutely 100% what we're doing. And this is beautiful. Roses are my absolute favorite. So you see a little fairy energy with the roses. And this is reminding us, roses are also very high vibrational. They're very spiritual. They're very protective. And so this is a card reminding us that as things are shifting in our lives, that ultimately everything is happening for us, for our highest good, for us to grow and evolve. And so the reminder is that what we came here to do on a soul and spiritual level is to grow. And sometimes growth, quite frankly, is difficult and can be sucky. But in all of that, when you come out of what that challenge and that stickiness might have been for you, the overall benefit and result of like pushing ourselves and getting through and healing and taking accountability for the stuff that we need to take accountability for is that we do bloom, blossom, and grow. And I always say with my readings, like, we're here to love, grow, evolve, and expand. I mean, that's really why we're here. And we get lost a lot in the noise of what humanity brings into our space. So do what you can to acknowledge this period of time where we're growing. And it says, from a higher perspective, everything that we experience in life, whether we perceive it to be a wonderful blessing or a terrible misfortune, or somewhere in between, always serves for our highest growth as spiritual beings and human bodies on this earth. Embrace your life experiences without judgment and trust in the knowledge that they all serve a purpose. So again, what we were talking about, and just reminding us that in order for us to be able to grow and expand, we do have to go through some difficult times and challenges, changes, shifts. And this is also a reminder that look at the beauty around what happens when you do grow. So beautiful message, very gentle, very loving messages for this month. That's why I like this deck. And again, if you have an interest in getting this deck, this is what the deck box looks like. And Mario Duaguay looks to be how you pronounce that name. I hope so. Beautiful deck. I love this deck. And I find myself pulling cards for people in Reiki sessions using this deck just because the cards are beautiful, the messages are beautiful, and it's just very simple and very light and easy. And I think we needed that for this month. So listening to your angels, listening, keeping, and again, we're in this vibration type of messaging too. What are we doing to, again, try to keep our vibration in a higher space so that we can, get through some of the stuff that's been happening around us. We're also focusing on joy, what brings us joy, what doesn't, make adjustments around what isn't really bringing you joy, and draw your boundaries and do what you need to do around that. And then we're growing. And so this month we'll also see more growth and expansion. So all very positive things. Red Jasper is going to be our crystal for the month, and it's take action. And I feel like we had this card not long ago, maybe a couple months ago. And what Red Jasper is taking action. And again, I feel like we're very much, as we're growing, we are indeed moving forward and we are taking action. So if your to-do list keeps growing or you're losing motivations, shift gears and put the pedal to the metal. You're in the driver's seat. Motivate yourself to take action and cross even the most tedious task off your to-do list. Getting started is half the battle, but it's equally important to be dedicated and finish what you start so you have a sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. Set realistic goals for yourself, stay on track, avoid delays. One by one, each task will get done. Sometimes we lose focus. And so that's what I feel like this card is really, and I hear this message actually from Archangel Michael because he's really big into focus. He's always like, Stacie, focus. Okay, right? And so I feel like this card, and I hear this message from him, is like, focus. So if we've been kind of distracted or there's a lot of things going on, it's also bring it in, have a plan, focus on things, not too much all at the same time. Because it's like, how you do a lot of things okay, but if you do one thing at a time, you do it better, and it's more probably efficient to do it that way. So this card reminds us, again, to don't rest on your laurels with certain things. And the other thing I'm hearing is stop procrastinating. Like, if you need to have that conversation with somebody, do it. If you need to make the changes, it's time, do it. The energy is supporting you to take action, and it has been. It's like this pot of energy that's just kind of brewing. So it'll be interesting to see what the messages look like for September as we go into a new season, fall equinox. And, do what you can to rest, self-care, those types of things for sure, but take action where you need to. And I hear stop procrastinating, stop putting it off. It's time to move forward. Okay. So the crystal, Red Jasper, whether it's on your nightstand, whether it's on your, my brain just completely went, on your altar. Thank you. But if you have something that you put out where you have your crystals and some cards and things like that, I would encourage you to get some Red Jasper out And again, you can find crystals here at Renew Holistic Wellness and also at my good friend Tammy's shop, Remedy Within in Elm Grove. Great options for shopping. So that's the messages for this month. As a reminder, super quick, I have a new scheduling system. It's called Vigaro, and the scheduling system I was with was bought out by Vigaro. I like Vigaro, but there are definitely some things that I'm still trying to figure out and work through. I encourage you, do not hesitate to reach out to me if you're having questions, issues finding a class, signing up for something, scheduling something. Usually you guys are pretty good about getting in touch with me. You can email me, milwaukeemedium@gmail.com. You can shoot me a text message, whatever works best. But understand that I'm working through this scheduling system change as much as you are. So you can schedule through my website. Vigaro has an app, so you can actually find me through the Vigaro app as well and schedule. But again, if you're having any kind of challenge or difficulty, do not get frustrated and give up. Call me. We'll figure it out together. And if I don't know the answer, I'll find it out and get back to you. Okay? So really great messages for the month. I love the easiness and just the peace around these angel card messages. And I still like that we're still like in this action space too. So, and I also think we're going to see a lot of things kind of happening around us in a good way, hopefully, because June and July, quite frankly, were a little too much for me. My nervous system was in overdrive and fried. And so do what you can to not get in that space. So I'm constantly, doing things to keep myself calm. But things were definitely challenging. And so I hope you're hanging in there. And again, MilwaukeeMedium.com is where you'll find me. Renew Holistic Wellness is where I offer my services. It's a fantastic space with lots of different practitioners that create a super fantastic wellness center and space. And if you go to Renew's website and go to partners, you'll see all of us here that are offering services. So check that out when you have some time. So have a great month of August. I hope that it delivers everything that you would like it to. I hope it does for us too. I'll be sending my youngest daughter off to college at the end of this month. And I'm trying to keep myself together on that as she grows and evolves, as she'll be going to UW Oshkosh. And just lots of things and lots of changes. So, hang in there. Remember to get into that self-care space where you're taking time for yourself, whether it's prayer, meditation, you're going for walks, you're in nature, you're doing the things that you need to do to fill your cup. It's important that you do that. So we'll talk with you soon. Have a wonderful month. And I hope that you come see me soon, right? All right. Take care.